We finna get into this nigga. He was apparently cool with the nigga that like defaced Nipsey mural. I really wanted to check this out because I had never understood like what was going on with that, and I never knew who the dude was that got killed. He got shot in his car. I remember that he was on Instagram or whatever going live, and I just remember it was a back and forth in Cali about all this shit. So I want to see what the fuck is up.
Welcome to Hood War Stories. In this episode, I'll be discussing the details surrounding the demise of Indian Red Boy. Zarel Rivera was born February 14th in the year 2001. He was primarily raised by his mother, who was a blood herself. She kept her kids flamed up, so it was almost destined for Zarel to become a blood later down the line. He grew up in Long Beach and was known as a bad kid that would get into mischief.
I really just want to say this real quick because I'm going to go back a little bit. This is exactly what's wrong with like the community, bro. Real talk. Like, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing. This is what the fuck is wrong with the community. And it's this type of mothering and parenting that be the reason why we need fathers in the household. And this is the reason why. Do you see this shit, bro? I mean, she got red her hair is fucking red. And she pregnant with a fourth baby. Where is the damn daddy? Or at least one of them. But the encouragement of this behavior, and especially in the community, it mostly spawns from the single woman of the household who's running everything, because how women view masculinity versus how men are masculine for real, for what makes a man masculine in real time, is like 3-4 total different stages and stories of life. But that's things that you gotta learn when you're growing up and you becoming a man of your own. But yeah, this is just misguidance right here, like heavily.
Games, music, and collecting shoes. He played basketball at Jordan High in North Long Beach, and at that point wasn't heavily involved in the gang world. Shortly after high school, he started going to the studio hoping someone would give him a shot. As soon as he started making headway, he would lose his mother. From then on, he had to help his younger siblings a lot more. The loss of his mother left a hole in him, and he was never the same after that. He turned to the streets for comfort, where he found the sense of family he had been searching for. He joined the Hollywood Pyrus and started banging it to the fullest. The Hollywood Pyrus are a small set located on the east side of Compton. They are one of the least liked sets amongst other blood gangs, and have a reputation of backdooring their own members. Zarel was with them for a brief period and was banging the set hard during his tenure. As time went on, problems began to surface. Zarel claimed members from his own set were against him, leaving him unsure who to trust. He eventually left Hollywood and made the move to the Centinela Park families in Inglewood. The transition was seamless, considering he was already tight with Capone from families. Capone was an established member from families. He was young, active, and quickly climbing the ranks. Although hood hopping is common, it's still generally looked down upon. Nonetheless, Zarel left Hollywood on his own terms. He was Indian Red Boy now. When Hollywood members or rival Crips would give him flack, Capone would quickly come to his defense.
I was, but on Blood Gang, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Blood, don't even explain yourself to them niggas, Blood. He's from F Street now, Blood. Yeah, homies, nigga. It don't matter. Say, he ain't do nothing Yeenus on Blood. He ain't do nothing Yeenus on Blood, so it don't matter. IFG. It don't even matter, Blood, on the set. You gotta explain yourself. Niggas ain't finna worry about the same niggas that's still turning down fades to this day. IFG. Grown niggas, what I keep telling niggas come get a face. What? Not worried about them niggas.
The families embraced Indian Red Boy, and it was evident this new chapter was a better fit for him.
Is this that little nigga from CPF named what they call you, kid? What they call you, kid? What they call you, kid? What they call you, kid?
Okay.
He remained present and ready to handle whatever was asked of him, earning his stripes and respect from fellow gang members.
I ain't.
Damn so Blood Gang. Well, we outside on Blood.
CPF, bitch, stop playing.
In May of 2021, Indian Red Boy's good friend and fellow gang member Capone went viral for defacing Nipsey's mural in the 60s.
Top of the top.
I remember when this video dropped. I remember this because Cowboy went off about this, and I remember the dude did it. And they was talking about this shit too. They did, his homie was hood hopping or whatever. They was getting on him about that also. I don't know the full details because it's like it's politics behind everything that go in California.
Wake up this morning to this bullshit. That's how niggas really feel. Y'all want to disrespect the dead. That's how y'all really feel, huh? That's what your name is, cuz? Baby Capone? That's how y'all doing? Y'all come over wall banging, cuz? Tossing out the dead homie, cuz? Come on. So y'all need to go find y'all homie Capone, cuz. That's a weirdo, bro. Come on, cuz.
Capone received significant backlash, both from his immediate rivals and more prominently from fans of Nipsey. But instead of backtracking, Capone stood on what he did and basically told anyone to come get it.
Blood, I'm not tripping. You know me, blood. You know I'm dangerous. Oh, kills. You know I'm dangerous. Hey, Red Demon over there.
It was evident that he relished the spotlight. With these new eyes on him, many of the public got their first look at Indian Red Boy, who made several appearances in Capone's stories and lives. Fast forward a month and a half later, on July 8, 2021, Indian Red Boy was on Instagram Live with Capone, seated in his car in the rear parking area of his apartment building. Eerily, they were discussing being caught off guard, with the Indian Red Boy asking Capone what he would do if enemies boxed him in without a gun.
Like, you ain't got nothing on you right now. What would you do, fool?
They laughed it off. Then his eyes looked up and he saw death staring him right in the face. It was at that moment when a black male rushed up to the driver's side window and unloaded a barrage of bullets. Indian Red Boy was hit multiple times and died in the driver's seat on Instagram Live. The live clip went viral, and viewers were shocked at how cold and brazen the murder was. When police arrived, they found Red Boy's car window riddled with bullet holes. They also found a gun on his lap. When news of the murder circulated, there was a flurry of theories as to why it happened. The main theory was that it was revenge for the defacing of Nipsey's mural. The second theory was that his old set Hollywood was behind the murder, and that a girl had set him up. There was some OGs from Hollywood he had friction with, which led to his departure from that set. Despite growing chatter, they swiftly denied any involvement in Indian Red Boy's murder. The idea that he may have been set up was still a strong possibility. Given that he was parked in a restricted area away from the street, it indicated that access may have required someone to open the gate for the gunman. There was tons of speculation, but one thing was for certain. Whoever the shooter was, it wasn't his first time killing. After his death, individuals from various hoods across the city made light of his passing.
Hey, what did he say? Yeah, that's that Hawthorne pack. You know we sending you niggas. Did we did? What did he say? What did he say? Body box, damn. He said, blood, where you at? Where you at, blood? Where you at, blood?
I mean, I saw the video. That is what the fuck dude was saying. He was asking that nigga where he was at. Bro was really breathing hard. And like, yeah, it was crazy. I remember watching that video. I remember seeing that shit actually happen. And I'm like, damn. Dude, whoever killed that boy, the nigga literally came up and just aired him out and took off. Like, so he had to be a nigga that had beef with him. Like, it's no possible way that you don't have beef with a nigga and you kill him like that. And then it's like, how did they even know you was in a car when it looked like the windows was tinted from what I could see? So, like, how would he know who the fuck you is in your car unless he looking that fucking hard?
Days after Red Boy's passing, the game dropped a few bars on Instagram Live, which many felt to be directed at Indian Red Boy.
All white Air Force Ones, niggas coming through the hood with them Air Force guns. We got more Drakes than the Billboard. Disrespecting niggas get killed for. We not gonna stand for the disrespect. Get this 45 barrel pressed against your neck.
He received immediate backlash from the Englewood families, who took offense to it. The next day, the game made an effort to set the record straight, hoping to de-escalate the matter.
Situation that was brought to my attention this morning by the homies, by a gang of homies. Niggas in my DMs, niggas is upset, niggas feel away. I get it. Understand that I mean no disrespect, meant no disrespect to no Pyrus, no Bloods, no LA, no gangbangers, period. But speaking on the the Indian Red Boy situation, number one, RIP to the homie, love to his whole family.
Yeah, bitch. I'm gonna say this because of that. How you gonna say that when it's gang members that done killed Nip? How you gonna say that when these niggas is the ones that disrespecting Nip? So you can't go back on your word and say the same thing at the same time, nigga. You just look like a damn gate hopping ass nigga.
Family, his immediate family, his close homies, the whole Englewood family blood card, and it's all the Pyrus, Damus across the world, period. If anybody felt a certain way or felt disrespected by, what I said, number one, I've been wrote them bars, and bars been in my phone since like May or April. And, yesterday I decided to put them, put this out, on the live, bad timing on my behalf. I feel, they feel, like I disrespected somebody, but it's really just bad timing. So on me, I'm gonna get with the homies, the big homies, some of the little homies, I'm gonna get with Blood family and help bury Blood, throw some chips his way for the funeral and all that. But really, the big homies and my age and all the OGs know what it is with me. Know that I'm from West Side, Cedar Block, Bompton, Piru. I stand on that. I've been a solid my whole career. I done been at it with my own homies. I done been at it with Crips. It's LA. That's how it goes. The gang culture. A should know not to speak on certain shit. No matter what it is, whether it was relative to this situation or not. But I did. And so, I gotta stand on that and I gotta rectify the situation, make sure right with all the little homies out there, because I know out there dying in these streets. I've been shot. I got dead homies. I know what it is, man. I got family that's dead, and I just know how this LA gang. I know how to go anyway, homie. So it's young. It's for the young. I'm talking to y'all. I know y'all niggas out there doing y'all active, and again, I mean no disrespect to the young homies, the YG homies, the OG homies already know what it is. I done talked to a few of them this morning. Just know what it is, and it's just a simple mistake, but you got to be a man to stand on it, rectify the situation, and I'm going to do that. I talked to Manchester from Inglewood family. I talked to the homie Big Y. I talked to Whack 100 this morning, and I'm gonna reach out to a few more of the OG.
I see you gotta do a lot of fucking talking to a lot of motherfucking people when you say some shit out in LA, which I would not have no motherfucking time for, because half of these niggas got families, and half of these niggas is older than him, and half of these niggas is around his age, so they shouldn't even be this damn involved in all of this bullshit.
Homies, and some of the little homies, and just do whatever I got to do to make this right. I wasn't speaking on that situation directly. I ain't say Blood name. I ain't say no names. I ain't say no gangs. No nothing about that. But I understand the sensitivity and the timing. But like I said, I wrote that shit months ago. Had that in my phone. When I wrote that shit, Blood was still alive, so it ain't got nothing to do with him. But I get it. So I'm gonna rectify the shit. Like I said, I'm gonna get with Blood family and help bury Blood, and after that, I'm gonna be done with it again. All the little homies out there, man, no disrespect. The big homies, no disrespect. Nobody in the whole Blood card, nigga, no gangsters, no LA gangsters, period. I know how this go, and I ain't disrespecting nobody out here, no Crips, no Bloods, no SAs, not even no non-affiliated, hard-working out here, man. It's LA, and I know what they do, all right?
The game decided to reach in its pockets and provide a $5,000 donation, helping raise Red Boy's GoFundMe to hit that 10K mark. In the meanwhile, the Inglewood families were going haywire following Red Boy's death. Shootings in the 60s were constant during the month of July, but in reality, the 60s had nothing to do with it. But the families, unsure of who it was, chose to go at their immediate enemies. Months later, in October of 2021, arrests were made in connection to Indian Red Boy's murder. Two members of the neighborhood 50s, one from 5'7" and one from 5'5", were taken in and charged with first-degree murder. Initially, it was just those two on this murder case, until they chose to cooperate and tell detectives everything that transpired, revealing who the actual trigger man was. Cat 5 is from the hundreds, specifically from UG Block's main clique on 105th. This hood is composed with tons of shooters, and Capone is one of their many young gunners. But unlike many other gang members in his age demographic, he doesn't crave social media shine. He has kept a very low profile, barely showing his face on the internet. He didn't want or need the extra attention. Very quiet, deadly type. He's alleged to have scored major points before turning the age of 18. As a troubled youth in a broken household, he was frequently in and out the halls, doing stints at Camp Kilpatrick. At 18, he was charged with evading police, carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle, and unlawful firearm activity. He would end up bailing out in March of 2021, 4 months before he would kill Indian Red Boy. According to statements from two of the neighborhood 50 members, one of them lived in the same complex as Indian Red Boy. About a week earlier, the two had a hostile encounter at a local convenience store where words were exchanged. Indian Red Boy didn't know, but he was being watched. The member from 50s would give Capone the drop and additional intel regarding Red Boy's whereabouts. In the statement, the 50s would essentially distance themselves from the murder, putting most of the blame on Capone. For their
Like I said, it wasn't no other way for them to know he was in that car, bro. It's like they gotta know something. It ain't no possible way in hell. I seen how them tents look in his car. There's no way in hell they did not know that was that man's car. So that's why this shit all connected, because these niggas lived with around this nigga. And this is what's funny about niggas that be gang banging. They don't even be living in the area that they gang banging and repping. Then another thing is, nigga, what the fuck? Well, how you out here getting watched and don't know you being watched? Like, you gang banging, you should be watching your back, my nigga. You should be on fucking alert, nigga. When shit is going on, you supposed to be up, down, nigga, around, nigga. Even if you, especially how California quote unquote work, nigga. If you get into an argument, you better be on your toes, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Cooperation in court testimonies. The 50 members would get their murder charges dismissed and reduced to assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm. They were both sentenced to 6 years in state prison. In November of 2024, Capone would be found guilty of first-degree murder and possession of a firearm. While he was awaiting sentencing, Capone would catch additional charges for his participation in a riot that occurred in the county jail. Those charges included battery by gassing a CO, using force or violence in a county jail, and carrying a dagger. Those new charges would eventually get dismissed, and Capone was ultimately sentenced to 29 years to life. Shortly after being sentenced, he'd catch a new charge for possession of a weapon, but ended up getting it dismissed for lack of a speedy trial. Indian Red Boy had potential, but ended up falling victim to the streets. The families are still honoring his life until this day. I like to think
Potential to do what, nigga? He wasn't even trying to do nothing outside of being in the streets, nigga. Potential to do what, man? The niggas. The other nigga, he wasn't even out 4 months, bro. He was only out for 4 fucking months, my nigga. Yo, this is some funny ass shit, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. There's no possible way in hell that you can make this story up. It's like with the Pooh Shiesty shit, bro. You just got out of jail. You finna go back to jail? Fuck out of here. This is what made me think niggas be gay. Cause why you wanna be surrounded by a bunch of niggas for? That don't make you look cool to me. I would like to see you around bitches or something like that, money or something like that. Not around a bunch of niggas on lockdown every night. As far as RIP to him though, but as far as the situation go, this literally just show you how small the world is and how situations could really transpire and catch you off guard. And I know, you feel me? It could really be like that for you. So always be paying attention and mindful of how you talking to people. And when you're around people, because you never know who might come snake you out. You never know who might know somebody that knows somebody that you don't know they know, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't even knowing any of this shit is transpiring. He just knew one nigga. He didn't even know the niggas. They just all lived in the same area. But why the fuck is the Crips and Bloods living in the same? How the fuck y'all living in the same area and y'all supposed to be from like 50 total different hoods? Fuck is you talking about? Anyway, yeah. This is why the fuck I keep telling niggas, I don't know why y'all gang bang. Let me know what the fuck y'all think. This is why I say it's pointless to do this shit, bro. And he had his gun on him. So I wish everybody stop acting like just cause you got your gun like that just make you the motherfucker.
Hey, these niggas is lurking. I'm so your curtains. These hoes be perking. OG told me, but why